If you raise your arm just like this, and somewhere at the top you feel a pinch, a catch, or a dull ache, that's your rotator cuff telling you something's wrong. And here's the good news, it's fixable. Chances are good, you probably don't need surgery. You don't need to stop training. You need to understand what's actually happening inside that shoulder and then fix the movement problem that's driving it. And that's exactly what this video is. I'm Dr. John. This is Dad Strong. Welcome to episode 2 of our chiropractic mobility series. By the end of this, you're going to have a 5 exercise protocol that you can run starting today. Let's go. Shoulder impingement sounds scary. It's not. Here's what it actually is in plain language. You've got a muscle, specifically the supraspinatus, part of your rotator cuff, that runs through a small bony tunnel at the top of your shoulder called the subacromial space. When your shoulder blade moves correctly as you raise your arm, that tunnel stays open and the tendon glides through clean. No problems. But when your shoulder blade stops rotating upward the way it should, that tunnel narrows and that tendon gets pinched between the bones every single time you lift your arm. Do that a few hundred times a day, reaching for things, putting on a shirt, pressing overhead at the gym, and you've got chronic irritation, inflammation, and pain. The key thing I need you to hear, it's not a bad shoulder. It's just a movement problem. The shoulder blade is not doing its job. Fix the movement, fix the pain. And that's the whole game. So why is this so common in dads specifically? 4 reasons. First, desk posture. If you're sitting at a computer for 6, 8, 10 hours a day, your upper back rounds forward, your shoulders roll, and your shoulder blades tilt up and away from your rib cage. That kills upward rotation before you even stand up. Second, carrying your kid on one hip. You do it without thinking. One shoulder is constantly hitched up and loaded asymmetrically for months, sometimes years. And that creates imbalance in how the shoulder blade moves on each side. Third, sleeping on the same shoulder every night. That compressed position for hours shortens the posterior capsule, the back of the joint, and reduces your internal rotation range. And fourth, this is the big one, you stopped pressing overhead. Maybe it started to hurt, so you avoided it. But avoiding it makes the rotator cuff weaker and stiffer. Now the shoulder has no resilience. All 4 of those things stack, and that's why you're here. Before you do the protocol, let's find out what you're working with. 3 tests. Do these standing with space around you. Test number 1, and you don't need to know the names, but it's the simplified Hawkins-Kennedy. Raise your arm to shoulder height out in front of you, elbow bent to 90 degrees, forearm pointing up. Now rotate your forearm down to the floor. If you can get about parallel with the floor with mild tension, that's the goal. A fail would be you feel a sharp catch or pinch before you get there. That's a positive test. Subacromial compression is likely. Test 2, Neer sign. Keep your arm straight, thumb pointed down, raise it above your body, like you're trying to reach to the top corner of a window. A pass would be full range of motion with no pain. A fail is you hit a painful spot somewhere between 70 and 120 degrees. That tells us the supraspinatus tendon is probably getting caught. Number 3 is our internal rotation screen. Reach one hand behind your back, palm facing out, and slide it up your spine. If you can get to the bottom of your shoulder blades or higher, that's great. If you can only reach your lower back or even less, that's not so good. That's a tight posterior capsule, and that's what's driving a lot of your discomfort. If you failed any of these, the next section is your fix. 5 exercises, and run this daily if you can. Minimum of 4 days a week, but daily is best. It takes about 10 minutes. Exercise 1 is the sleeper stretch. Targets that posterior capsule. Lie on your side of the affected arm, arm out at 90 degrees, elbow bent. Use your top hand to gently press your bottom forearm towards the floor. Hold this for 30 seconds, 3 sets on each side. Keep your shoulder blade pinned to the floor and don't let your body roll back. Common mistake I see is forcing this stretch aggressively. It's just gentle pressure, not a push contest. Exercise 2, wall slides. Trains the upward rotation of the shoulder blade. Stand with your back to a wall, forearms on the wall, elbows at 90 degrees. Slide your arms up the wall overhead, keeping contact with the wall the whole way. 10 reps, 3 sets. Think about your shoulder blades spreading apart as rotating upward as your arms go up, not shrugging your shoulders. Common mistake is letting your lower back arch off the wall as the arms reach overhead. Exercise 3, banded external rotation. Anchor a light band at about elbow height. Stand with your elbow pinned to your side at 90 degrees. Rotate your forearm away from the band. 15 reps, 3 sets. Keep that elbow glued to your ribs the entire time. And don't use a band that's too heavy or compensate with shoulder elevation. Exercise 4, side lying external rotation. This is going to isolate the infraspinatus and teres minor. Lie on your non-working side, top arm elbow bent to 90 degrees, forearm resting on your stomach. Rotate your forearm up towards the ceiling. 12 reps, 3 sets. Pause for a second at the top. You're trying to build a little bit of strength here. And don't let the elbow drift away from the body mid-rep. Exercise 5, YTWs. This is going to load the lower trap muscle and the serratus, 2 muscles most responsible for healthy scapular upward rotation. Lie face down on a bench or the floor, arms hanging. Make a Y shape overhead, thumbs up, then a T shape out to the sides, then W shape, elbows bent, pulling back each time. 10 reps in each position, 2 to 3 sets. Initiate each position by pinching your shoulder blades down and together first. A common mistake we see is using momentum. These should be very slow, controlled, with nearly no weight at all to start. Run that protocol. Give it 2 weeks, and most dads feel a meaningful difference in under 10 days. Now, I want to be straight with you because I am a chiropractor, and I do see this all the time. Most shoulder impingement responds really well to a mobility protocol, just like the one I just gave you. But there are some red flags that mean you need to come in and get assessed in person, not just watch YouTube. Here they are. Number 1, night pain that wakes you up, especially if you can't find a position that's comfortable. That's not a mobility problem. That could be a rotator cuff tear or bursitis that may need clinical management. Number 2 is arm weakness, specifically if you can't raise your arm against resistance or you feel like your arm just gives out. That's a neurological or structural concern. And number 3, catching or locking, a mechanical sensation where the shoulder clunks or gets stuck in a position. That probably needs imaging. If you have any of those 3, stop the protocol and get in front of someone who can put hands on you. Everything else, follow the protocol. If this was useful, here's your next step. Inside the Dad Strong community, I've put together the full written protocol for this episode. Exercise breakdowns, sets, reps, and a progress check-in. I'll check in with you at day 7. Probably more than that. Start your 7-day free trial inside Dad Strong. Link is in the description. If you like it, standard membership, $19 a month. And if you want something a bit more customized with programming, check-ins, direct access to me, I do have a premium tier as well. No contracts, cancel anytime. Just come do the work, and I'll see you in there. Episode 3, we're covering something that is absolutely plaguing our nation. Forward head carriage, that dreaded tech neck or humpback syndrome, as some like to call it. We can fix that too. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you in the next one.